One thing has become painfully obvious after watching the Nevada State Senate pass the SB1 Las Vegas baseball stadium funding bill an hour before a successful reverse boycott at the Oakland Coliseum. This relocation attempt is nothing more than a deep state conspiracy theory contrived by politicians desperate to cling onto power. Sounds pretty crazy. Well, is it any more crazy than an obviously guilty party trying to deny doing something they already admitted to doing on tape? Besides, why should conservatives get to have all the fun in making crap up? The thing is, though, this Las Vegas A's deep state conspiracy theory, well, it's based on facts. On facts. On facts. On facts, on facts, on facts. On facts, on facts. Oh, sorry, I lost myself there for a moment. What I don't want you to do is take my word for this, however, because I think that's kind of lazy. For the record, here is the Las Vegas A's relocation deep state conspiracy theory. Oakland doesn't support the A's, huh? Tell that to the 28,000 people in attendance for the reversed boycott at the Coliseum against the Tampa Bay Rays. Tell that to the city of Oakland, who has secured more than $400 million in federal and state grants for the Howard Terminal Stadium project. No, it's not about Oakland supporting the A's. Something else is in play here. That would be a bunch of corrupt and greedy politicians and unions trying to get their grubby mitts on John Fisher's money. Let's start with the Republican side. Fisher has spent an ungodly amount of money funding Republican candidates and funding Republican causes over the years. Hell, the dude spent more than $1 million in 2022 alone on funding efforts in California to prevent a tax hike on millionaires. The owner of the Oakland Athletics cannot fund player salaries, but somehow has the cash to fund this cause? By the way, this is simply what we know Fisher has funded publicly. He was caught pumping money into a dark money group that opposed Barack Obama's 2012 re-election. Who really knows just how much money John Fisher has wasted over the years backing clueless Republican morons? One of those morons just happens to be Nevada State Senator Lisa Krasner. How corrupt is this hapless bum? Well, let's go to the tape.
And I did have the opportunity to meet and talk with the A's owner, Mr. Fisher. He seems like a fine man and a person of high integrity.
Believe it or not, that wasn't even the first draft of her speech. The Touchback has gained exclusive access to what she was originally going to say before it was rewritten by Fisher and Dave Cavell. Here you go.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Krasner and her conservative fuckwit friends have zero interest in the A's moving to Las Vegas. This is 100% a move to get future funding from John Fisher. Krasner all but confirms this in her performance. She doesn't even know Fisher. The crooked politician apparently had one discussion with him at some point in time, and we don't even know what that really entails. This is hardly enough time to determine whether or not someone has integrity. And given what we know about Fisher, time and time again, he is proven to have zero integrity. It also needs to be said, Krasner had all the sincerity and conviction of a Bangkok hooker getting plowed by a fat expat during this reading. The difference between Krasner and the prostitute, however, is that at least the prostitute is honest about what she's doing for money. The not so honorable state senator is trying to convince the world that Fisher isn't about to hand her a bag for this vote. More importantly, Republican state senators, or anyone for that matter, wouldn't operate their own businesses with so little due diligence or oversight. Why is being a man of integrity enough to hand anyone almost $400 million without asking real questions? That is bad business, but I guess it's easy when the money you're giving away isn't your own. And even better if it leads to someone pumping money into PACs via shell companies or dodgy non-profit organizations. But Democrats here, well, they're not exempt either. Despite a bunch of bluster and a bunch of posturing, several Democrats still voted for SB1 despite never getting their questions answered by Oakland A's lobbyists. Hell, Dave Cavall couldn't even be bothered to face them on several occasions when being called out by name.
If the president is here, I would prefer for him to start walking down because I think it's important for the taxpayers to have that question answered. So
what happened here? Well, it looks like this group basically caved in exchange for support and votes from Las Vegas's various unions. The same unions, by the way, who just happen to be greased up with Fisher's cash. Indirectly, you could argue Democrats are just as guilty of accepting Fisher's dirty money as Republicans are. But hey, at least the Democrats can feel good about themselves for going through a dog and pony show. Seriously, none of this has to do with what's best for Las Vegas, what's best for Nevada, what's best for Oakland, what's best for the A's even. It certainly doesn't involve with what's best for the average Joe either. The most ironic thing in all of this has to be those brain-dead conservatives who continue to parrot these same talking points their Newsmax masters tell them to. You know the ones, white males whose profile picture is either going to be a shirtless selfie or a selfie of them with sunglasses in a truck. Folks who, for whatever reason, are unable to talk about the Oakland mayor without using a racist or sexist trope. In other words, pieces of shit. Anyway, this group gets all butthurt anytime anyone tries to do something that helps the average person. They will start, incorrectly might I add, using words like socialism and communism anytime they sense something like that may be happening. And yet, for some inexplicable, godforsaken reason, these same people are more than willing to hand a failed businessman vast sums of money with zero potential for a return on investment. Why can't Fisher pull himself up by his own bootstraps? Oh, and what makes this even more confusing is that these same people won't shut up about how they think the government should cut spending. What is going on here? Nothing about this makes any sense at any level. The Las Vegas A's deep state conspiracy theory involves a bunch of corrupt politicians glad-handing for money from a failed businessman who inherited his wealth from mommy and daddy. Meanwhile, the only people, at least publicly, supporting this are either ones who have their hand in the cookie jar or conservatives who are incapable of thinking critically or for themselves for that matter. You can't make this stuff up. And you know what else you can't make up? The 28,000 fans inside the Oakland Coliseum for the reverse boycott. That new ballpark in Las Vegas, it would struggle to accommodate that many folks, and a majority of those would be away fans anyway. Much like QAnon, or Pizzagate, or any of the other number of really stupid, pointless things conservatives believe in, the A's moving to Las Vegas defies even the most basic logic. That's why I only have 2 words for John Fisher, Dave Cavall, Oakland A's lobbyists, Nevada politicians, and any other bum that's part of this Las Vegas A's deep state conspiracy theory. Suck it! Degenerate into something, boo. I just got tired of doing what you told me to do. That's it. That's what's happening here with the Oakland A's and this stupid nonsense situation the team finds itself in. That also does it for me. I'm Cheyenne Hollis. This is the Touchback, and sell the team. Sell the team.